I hope this is on video recording. I hope this is on video recording. Very good morning. I hate this morning, good morning part. There's a lorry. There's a lorry. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh, there it goes. Jeez. Normally when there's one, there's two. I don't know if you're going to see this. Let me see. There. Shit. It's gone. Boy, what a nice start. What a nice start to this video. If I didn't actually come for a walk, I wouldn't have seen this lorry. What a nice start. I've got my other little camera in my pocket, but now I was recording now, and I just knew there's not going to be enough time to take this other one out and record. Eish. They really are the most beautiful birds, certainly in this suburb. You go up to the interior provinces, you'll find other beautiful birds, but certainly here in George, if it comes to birds of their sizes, any bird that is approximately their size or smaller, they have got to be the most beautiful birds. I also quite like the unique sound that they make. So anyway, yes, we are going for a walk. Time for video blogging, if that's what you want to call it. Yesterday we went other way to the stream, so I've decided we're going this way today, and I have no idea how far I'm going to go. In fact, I don't have a destination. My goal is to just go for a walk, and why not? I'm going to turn this for now so you can see the forest. This is less than 10 minutes from leaving home. So, first of all, I would like to thank my back neighbours very much for a peaceful night's sleep. There's some positive, fresh energy flowing through the place there, and I had a very good night's sleep. Nobody kept me awake. Somebody's cut here as well. I know this little part the cyclists like to use, so I am fairly convinced it's them that have cut here. Ja, swaar. Ek praat seker nogal baie met myself ook. I actually remember at the clinic, I had to, for the sake of my depression, I had to get antidepressants, but I can't remember whether I had to see the psychologist there and whether he was one of the only, he happened to be the available one at that stage to be able to give me a prescription. And I remember telling him he's a psychologist, so he should know, but he happened to have these two students with him. Actually, one student, and the other one was a translator, because this psychologist was from Zimbabwe, so of course he wouldn't understand a single word of Afrikaans. Afrikaans verstaan nie. So while we're waiting for him to come in, this other student, I've got to explain to her that I'm hearing voices in the back of my mind. So I don't know if I was the first patient to tell her that, and don't know how strange she must have maybe felt, or strange she thought that may be, until he came in and she had given him the written stuff that I had been telling her, And he just said, oh no, that's common. It's common amongst many people to sort of talk to themselves. You might have imagine that they're hearing voices. I actually remember before my brain operation, I clearly remember this part where the professor said to me, you might hear some voices afterwards. I thought to myself, strange, okay. But I had the world of respect because he would come in every day, Professor Eastman, and come and see how I'm doing with a prolonged EEG test that we were doing for 5 weeks with these cables on my head, 24/7 connected to a computer. I had a lot of respect, and if he said, if the operation takes place, if they do opt for the operation, and I have it, there's another nice bird, I might hear some voices. So yeah, it's actually quite interesting. You can play with your mind sometimes, but it's not like it's all day every day. So what I'm getting to with this is, this video blogging is fantastic. It feels good, makes me feel fresh. I'm talking to myself, may as well put it on camera, and looking forward to other people tomorrow to see. And another trail that I haven't done before, we spoke about it yesterday. Check these big mushrooms here. I noticed with one or two of the clips yesterday that it had, one or two of them started like pitch dark, as if that was as if it was dark, and it wasn't. The sound was there. Please tell me that is not what happens today again. So we're going through this piece of forest here. Hey, I tell you, President spoke last night. All he actually bubbled about was schools again. Schools, these grades from that time to that time again. That time to that time, and the other ones from that time to that time. Not having any kids, I did not really take much interest in that anyway, because it doesn't have the slightest influence on my lifestyle. All I was interested in, I can bet your bottom dollar, many other people, was when is tobacco and alcohol ever going to be legalized again? It's fucking ridiculous, man. It really is. Only country in the world, and you want to tell me there's nothing conspiracy, no conspiracy behind it? How many countries in the world do you have? And we're the only one who actually wants to ban it. Do you want to tell me there's nothing behind it? Take Vet Dukop, for instance, and her son-in-law with his tobacco business. All one needs and waits for is a carte blanche kind of insert that explains everything and broadcasts it to everybody. Anyway, what I'm saying is, my smokes are costing me a bloody fortune, man. I wish I could quit, but it's pretty hard, I must confess. Yes, I do hear people say, maar hy het maar net sy laaste sigaret neergesit. Toe sit hy maar met sy laaste ene neer. Sorry, I don't buy that every time. I can bet your bottom dollar there are many other people that also want to, ek het my laaste een neergesit omdat they don't actually manage that. Nicotine is addictive, and I'm addicted to it. So it can even cause some friction sometimes amongst family members for this bloody fortune that it costs one. But anyway, I think today we are going to, we're going to go onto the railway line now. Once we're on the railway line, it's going to be for a short while. En van die treinspoor af wil ek dalk 'n bietjie van 'n U-turn maak. En in daai gedeelte net ander kant hierdie woud hier. In die binnekant van binnestreek van hierdie woud. Is daar nog so oop gedeelte. Hier kom mense. And they've just passed us with a little baby. Good for them. Enjoying themselves. Railway line, here we come. See, we could have walked all along on the railway line if we wanted to, but we basically just came along the trail that's virtually parallel with it and has a far less wear and tear on your shoes because you don't have thousands of little stones. And we get to the pine forests that were not planted by bosbou. It's just pines that have come up by themselves and have certainly died by themselves after the wind and the fire. Rather messy there. But I remember the days when it was just green at the top there, and now you've got trees and trees and trees lying on the ground there, especially after the strong winds we had. What was it, 3 weeks ago, a month ago? The Pro, it actually looks very interesting. It makes for an interesting photo. Now you see the mountain in the background, which you couldn't see before. And those pine trees are dead there. Those ones are still alive. Still makes for an interesting photo. Here we're going to turn left. Pretty soon. Yeah, first I woke up at 4 o'clock, 3:30 in fact, which is a rather teasing time. Anything before 4 o'clock, voel jy moet eintlik weer gaan slaap. 4 uur is 'n bietjie te vroeg om op te staan. Dan gaan slaap ek, maar dit werk nie. Nou ja, sit die TV aan, wakker 4 uur se kant, maak selfs my koffie volgend 4 uur se kant, skakel, drink het toe, tog ek, ag wat, as ek gelukkig is en ek raak weer aan die slaap. Look at all these trees that have fallen down here. There's another one, I don't know if you see, let me just see if that one's busy falling down. One day we'll walk past here and actually see it completely busy falling down. And these are, some of them are thingy trees, I'll think of it now. But anyway, ek is toe wakker, drink ek koffie, en ek raak toe aan die slaap, lang storie kort, raak toe aan die slaap, weer, en slaap toe verskriklik lekker. Kry toe goeie slaap, my tweede slaap, kan mense dit noem. Groot voordeel wanneer 'n mens stap, is laat mens nie baie rook nie. En jy's in die berg, en jy praat met jouself. Nou kom ons by hierdie streek wat altyd onderhou word deur waterwese, want daar's 'n groot pyp wat al langs die bokant van die buurt verby deur die bossie gaan tot en met die ander kant van die dorp basies. So dis goed dat hulle dit so van tyd tot tyd kom onderhou hier om toegang te bou. nog toeganklik te hou. Yo. Check this, guys. I would not be surprised if they come and open up here and cut these trees here. We've got an interesting mission getting around here. Somebody's walked here, you can see. Just there, actually, there was another guy camping there at a stage. Sort of like a Pakistani guy, I think. Living in his tent there. But he's left. Wasn't bothering anybody. Gee whiz. How's this camera now? Is it dark again? Or is it light? Check all these trees here. We've got a 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 just on this open section here alone. Imagine how many are still in the forest there. Now my initial idea, but what's it going to mean, is to walk to the end there in this open section here. But then we're anyway going to have to make a U-turn. I think we've done our inspection here and we've seen what we need to see. Dead trees. Yeah, give it time and we'll come back here again. And no doubt they're going to be bringing a chainsaw at some stage and opening up here again to keep this accessible for them, because there's a pipeline, huge pipeline, that runs all along here, through there, to the other side, past around the entire suburb, basically back to town. It's a couple of years back that they laid that in. So I think we'll carry on a bit further rather and go for a walk up towards Sampiese Hoogte. This they maintain regularly. That's why I'm convinced that they're going to be cutting those dead trees. Also acts as a good stoppage. What's the word? Fire stop, I suppose. There's a better word, I can't think of it. Vuurbreek. There's a goeie vuurbreek. Got a little bit of a wind coming up. Recording that now again. This is what a great part of this piece of trail is going to look like, with pines that weren't planted by Department of Forestry. They've just come up by themselves here. So it's not like you're seeing any specific rows of them, not like at the Garden Route Dam, where you can clearly see the patterns. Where we're now walking is where I took a group of people at a stage, and we turned left further up there. But today we're going to go straight. We're going to go straight up. I'll show you now. I will show you now. Here where this road starts is called Sampies se Hoogte. Translated, that means Sampies height. That's where we went. This way we're going. Bit of an uphill. Better than nothing. I wasn't planning on walking up here, but why not? Bit of exercise. I feel remarkably dizzy today and out of energy for some other reason. I hope I don't feel this way tomorrow. If I do, I'll just be very straight with myself and might just make a U-turn. Start to see what I feel like. And if I feel like anything close to now, this is unusual, I may make a U-turn and go and wait at the car. Take some photos at the car. I would like to actually do all of it, obviously, starting from Outeniqua through to the Montague. My transport is walking back again. In other words, to Montague and then back again to Outeniqua. I would actually dearly like it. I think I would like it if I had transport to pick me up at Montague. Walk it once. If I felt anything close to what I feel like today. They've been cutting here as well. Definitely taking water, like I always do. And to energize, dilute the energites in the water. So drink a bit of water, and dilute some of the energite into the remaining water, and just carry on with it. I used to remain fit just from accidentally from walking, I suppose. Thing is, I was thinking to myself when I was extremely unfit less than a year ago, what is it that's made me so unfit? Because it's ages and ages ago since I used to go running regularly. Why am I so out of breath today? And it came to mind that it must have just been from the walking, the regular walking. Almost accidental exercise. It's like there's, I don't know, too much or too little sugar in me. I don't know. I'll record a bit further up. It's quite pretty here. Also becoming a bit cooler up here now. Because it's quite warm for a winter's day. I don't know what's going on with me today. I just went and sat down for a short while. Only time I've ever felt similar to this is when a bit of altitude sickness, maybe when I've been climbing Craddock Peak perhaps. Obviously I should have brought water, but I mean, I've walked this so many times with nothing other than a camera perhaps and a lighter. Why am I so dizzy? This feels incredibly similar to altitude sickness. I just went and sat down there now for a little while. When else withdrawal symptoms if you quit smoking? In the process of quitting smoking, which I've sort of done before, very similar to that, this dizziness in me. And not only dizziness, sort of just totally out of energy. There's something missing in me. But tonight I will get a good night's rest. Almost at the highest point here now. And I mean, we're not, you can't even compare this to even Tierkop. You can't even compare this to Tierkop. This is nothing compared to that in terms of altitude. I mean, sure enough, you've got a view of town there. But listen to my deep breathing here. You'd think I'm at the top of Tierkop or Vensterberg or Sleeping Beauty. Anyway, it's still beautiful, yeah. Makes up for it. It's still beautiful, yeah. I'm going to make a circular route out of it. I'll reach the point where if I turn around, it ends up being about the same distance anyway. So I may as well continue. Make a circle route out of it and go past the rock formations where I took that, sort of like a bit of a cliff where I took the people at a stage. But if I'm sweating a little bit, then this must be some exercise at least, which has got to be better than nothing. Now I'll show you where we're going. And I'm gonna get to sort of like a fork here, and instead of going left, we are going right here, or straight if you want to call it that. Another big tree that's fallen, still green. I've got some tree stumping to do. No rock bouldering, but tree stumping. Look at this. And it's caused another one. This one fell down and caused that one to fall down. Still green. Looks like it fell yesterday. It's a better quality tree. I'm not sure what it is, but it's not a wattle tree. And we're going downhill now. Nou gaan ons afdraande. Of even, ja, I did. Ek het al 'n video gemaak hierso van hierdie roete, maar hoekom nie weer nie? Dis motiverend. Lekker om te gesels. Nog beter om te gesels met baie nice mense wat saam rondstap. Hierdie kan seker maar 'n bietjie van 'n opwarming wees vanmôre. Een ding is verseker, miskien vat ek nog meer water as die gewone 2 liters wat ek vat. 2 liters doen die ding vir my elke keer. Nou, ek sal maar kyk. Mense wil ook maar so min as moontlik gewig dra, maar nou ja, miskien probeer ek sommer 3 liters insit. Die roete behoort 'n mens eintlik, sover ek kon sien, oor 'n stroompie of 2 te vat môre, waar 'n mens kan aanval. Maar seker nie gewaarborg dat daar water gaan wees nie, en self ook nie is 100% seker of 'n mens dit kruis of nie. Ek weet net daar's oppe en daar's af vanmôre, en weer op en weer af en so voort, en selfde pad terug. Baie rustig hierso. Sal nou weer record. Got some shade here now. And what I can't show on the camera is what one smells here. Great scent, smell to the place here. Don't know if it's very distinctive every time one gets close to shade at some spots. Other places that have shade don't have it necessarily. Does it look to me like somebody's walked here and stays there somewhere? I doubt that. Oh, smells lovely. Now, I used to go camping on a regular basis up at quite a far way up. If you went up right towards the top there and then turned right into the forest section there, you've got this beautiful rock formation and a nice view over town. And I used to go camping there, set my tent up there for the night, just for one night even. Gee whiz. Doesn't feel that long. When was it that I brought people here? About 2 weeks ago. And there was already then a surprising amount of branches. And I could swear there's already, just in these 2 weeks without much wind at all, already 10 times more brushes. It's making it totally inaccessible. Totally inaccessible. What the hell is going on here? Looks like you're going to have to climb up trees to be able to climb down them again. They're all so bloody brittle. It just takes one tree to make another 2-3 trees fall down. One tree to fall and it will make 3-4 other ones fall, like there. Yes. This fire sure has stuffed up this part of the mountain. Yeah. This isn't fun anymore. Why would anyone? It's a lovely trail when the branches aren't here. This is going to be fun. And under we go. Sorry for the angle. Followed by over we go again. And this makes me even dizzier than I already am. Fucking hell. Yeah, I can only hope. I sound lazy, but since there are so many cyclists also, I can only hope they come and open up. Because this also, this whole piece that we're walking on now was also used on 2 occasions that I know of for main cycle event, which went how many hundreds of kilometers along the coast. Not too sure where it started and ended, but I mean it stretched. They went through here and then all the way to the top towards the opposite side of the catchment area. So it was a popular stretch, this. And it takes a team like that, I suppose, if they want to do it again, to have to come and open up here. Unbelievable. It is good exercise climbing over trees. We didn't have a strong wind that I recall in the past week. 80% of these trees that have just fallen down here weren't here a week ago. There were trees, but not the majority of them that are here now. Bliksem. Well, I suppose if I could make it up to here, then should be able to get through. Ek dink nou net vir myself hier. Is net sowel ek het alleen kom stap hier vandag. Want ek so totaal en al onbewus gewees het van al hierdie nuwe bome wat geval het. En dan sou ek miskien nog 'n ronde mense gebring het en hierdie roete omgevat het op pad terug. Wat op die einde groot fout sou wees. En is eintlik nie baie plesierig nie. Sou nie vir my plesierig wees as iemand my op 'n roete vat wat totaal en al vir my onbekend is en ek moet net oor en onder en verby en weer onder en weer oor al hierdie pakke gaan. Daar's net een manier. Jy kan nie 90% van die tyd net soos met hierdie is dit of onder of bo. Ons probeer bo. Bo. Dan gaan ons om. En dan moet ons weer omrig gaan. Alles in die pad hier. Miskien het ons weer 'n brand nodig. Net om skoon maak. Sad story. Maar waar ons nou net wat ons om die draai hier gaan kry maak dat die moeite werd. En hier weer eens kom ek ruik julle dit. En julle ruik hoe lekker ruik het. Lekker nee. Hier is het op. Krans. Krans. Ja, ek kan my net indink. As dit effens moeilik is vir my as 'n voetganger om oor en onder en verby en om daai bome te gaan. Hoe dit sou wees as jy 'n fiets saam met jou gehad het wat jy ook moet oordra elke keer. Dis mooi hier, né? I just love this, yeah. It's like there's something stuck away there that nobody has discovered yet. At the bottom there's something. I get that feeling every time. Nice being back in shade. Suddenly I've got a new sense of energy. Got some energy in me suddenly. Now, who on earth drove here? Hopefully it is people that intend to remember what I said. Any regular watcher would know that there's a little tree there. Of course, what's now also happened is that little building is now visible with all the trees that have now blown down, bringing down some of the bush. I can bet your bottom dollar there's a lot of people that were totally oblivious, totally did not even unaware of that little pump building there. So I still think this bit of exercise was worth it today. You might not see me so nicely because it's looking straight into the sun here, but it doesn't matter. I think it was worth it. You may even see baboons now, because what amazes me is how quiet they can be, totally unaware that they're there. And all it takes is one alarm of one baboon. I've come so close to them suddenly where they're unaware of me, and I get to them until there's an alarm, and then they start moving swiftly. But not often. That seldom happens. They've got better eyes than we've got, so and there are plenty of them, so you've always got your little ones watching out and giving the alarm. I'd love to know what it is that smells so lekker. I keep talking about it, but it really is nice. You don't get that anywhere in home, you don't get that anywhere in town. Now, we've been here before, but that there goes down to Waterworks, but a gate will stop us, so we've got to take a longer route. There's a bokkie. Can you see it? I'm going to try and take a photo of it. If you look there, there's a little bokkie there. Can you see it? I might use Windows to zoom in. I don't know if you can see it. Now that is a first in a long time. They are actually around. So I'm surprised that they're so close to Waterworks there. Or that he is. He's disappeared into that piece of bush there. No, he's there. But on the GoPro you're not going to see it. I'll try my level best. I'm going to shut that GoPro down now because I need a hand to try and take a photo of it with the other smaller camera. Beautiful, man. I'm talking loud and clear here, and he's not in the least bit phased. Has he not even spotted me with my bright blue shirt yet? Was he grazing on a leaf or something there? Beautiful. You're going to have to look very carefully. With this little GoPro, I've now zoomed in as far as I possibly can here. But just there, along that edge, there he is. Why this is so significant to me is because it's the first time in a long time I've seen one here in the mountains. This isn't a fenced off game farm or anything. That's about as wild as can be. And if he has seen me, I'm amazed he's still sticking around, happily grazing off there. Can you see him? I've just taken a couple of photos of him. Beautiful, beautiful buck. He's so laid back, I could stand here all day watching him. Or her, maybe, for all you know. It's going to be very difficult to see on this little video. You would have to pause and have a good look, probably. That was no nice. That was really nice to see. In my 23 years here, 24 years, somewhere around there, I have seen a little buck here and there before, but I've never had an opportunity in the wild, yeah, which is not a reservoir, it's not a game farm or anything, just point blank wild. I've never had a chance to stand and look at one for such a long period. I stood there for 10-15 minutes just watching this buck busy feeding off a, happily feeding off a trail tree there, which is so nice. It's cool. He clearly didn't spot me because I started walking as slowly as possibly closer to see if I could get even a better photo perhaps. And then suddenly he obviously noticed me. I'm pretty amazed he didn't see me even earlier with the shirt. I mean, look at the shirt here. Hardly blends in with the nature here, does it? And before I saw him, I was talking the way I'm talking now. As far as I know, their hearing is fairly good. So, just as surprised he didn't actually hear me. I'm going to show you a spot where I have seen one or two before. Who knows if that one could be one of the one or two that we've had here. Geez, look at these branches. Yeah. At the top there is where I've seen them before. This is a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare, but I'm going to have to go through and over here because I can't go all the way back. I'd rather make a struggle out of this here than have to make a U-turn and do the entire circle back again. Jeez. Unbelievable. Just here in this region here, where I've seen two on two occasions. It was a rather healthy looking buck that. Nou gaan jy natuurlik die mense kry wat gaan sê ja, jy moet geskiet word om maat. Jy moet geskiet word. Jy kry mos daai tipe mense wat gaan jag om maat. Hulle wil nou skiet. En sulke mense moet uit my pad uit bly want ek gaan hulle sommer toner. You really do get people with that mentality. It's shoot every bloody thing they see in front of them. Another tree. More trees. Another one that's fallen down here. I cannot understand this. There was no severe wind between the last time I brought the people around here and today. Why now? What was there was no heavy rain to make the soil softer or something? What has possibly caused it, so many of them not to fall only when the wind was blowing, but to wait for the wind to go and then blow. Obviously a lot of them blew over with the wind when it was there, but so many have fallen long after the wind now. Check here. I hope we will be able to get through this section, which I know is full of wattle trees. Oh boy, fun, 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 fun. Lots of fun. Under. Followed by another fairly comfortable under, followed by around. And I think there are lots of unders coming. Jeez. Okay, I'm going to stop recording because this is all you're going to see for the next 10 minutes. I will definitely put this down to experience and not even bother with it again. Come from the opposite side maybe one day, come and do a brief inspection, because this whole story is actually closer to home. So there's no turning back. Fuck. That was fun. That was fun. And I think we're bound to have another round or two. I'm so glad I don't need to bring a bicycle through there. All of this is part of a trail that huge group of serious provincial, maybe even national, or who knows, international cyclists were on at a stage. One's maybe got to wait for a year or more for them to consider this. I would rather hope they come and open up here so they can use it again, rather than to say, nope, you figure out another route. Question is, what other route? Because everything in the mountain, wherever there's pine trees and wattle trees and so forth, any dead trees have blown over into pathways. Not every pathway, but what an experience seeing that buck. What a pleasure. Close to the railway line, so it's all open. It's from here on that I know for a fact. One can either carry on with the railway or take a small piece of forest here which runs parallel to it, and we'll take a small piece of forest that I know is open. Sorry for all the sniffing, by the way. That just tells you I'm getting some exercise. Well, yeah, I was not expecting myself to do a full circle trail in the end. I just wanted to go for a little walk in a piece of forest. Ends up being a circular route, and thanks to making it a circular route, thousands of bees that have just flown past you. They're gone. They're over. You may have heard it, you may not. And I wouldn't have seen that bokkie. Wonder how many there are. So often that you see the spores, spoortjies, but you don't see them. So anyway, that walk was better than nothing. Like I said, sorry about the sniffing. Tells you I've been getting some exercise, which is better than nothing too. And tomorrow I'll hopefully have some more energy than I had today for the Pass to Pass trail. And we'll see how things go then. So keep an eye out for that.